In this video, let's examine the dark side of Hot Wheels pricing in Australia, see a new hybrid Thomas & Friends character and a very special faulty one. We'll also gaze in wonderment at some amazing low prices at Costco Australia. And there'll also be the search for the missing Airfix quick build brick from my ME109 fighter. I'll also take a look at some very hot toys which would be on the top of many children's lists for Santa. And I'll be asking the audience some questions about this very strange X-Wing fighter. And what should I put into my new Blendtec blender that I found at Costco Australia? Okay, let's do it. Hi everyone, everything is in the table here. Well, I hope everything will be touched upon in this video. I've got a few things to get through. It's sort of a vlog. Vlogs are a bit boring, but I'm going to try and keep it as interesting as I possibly can. And I'll also reveal who's won that beautiful microcharger set at the back, and I've added some extra stuff. But it was a giveaway that basically, well, no one entered. First off, we're going to talk about the Airfix kits, but in a bit of a different light this time. I purchased this one here. It was actually missing a major brick here. I was given a double up of the over-the-wing brick. I hope you can understand that there. Missing that piece there. To show you how it should look, I actually went out and purchased another one. That's how the model looks when it's finished. So am I just one of the unluckiest consumers in the world? Remembering I do buy a lot of toys and I have found faults in other toys. Is this a bit of a problem for Airfix? Now, one thing I tried to find was information on the box. Well, what do I do when there's a bit missing or whatever? I couldn't find any information on that box. Maybe I've got to go to their online site. I also looked in the instructions. Once again, I really couldn't find info I wanted to find. And the store where I purchased this one said to me, please bring it back, we will swap it for another one, that's no trouble at all. I said, look, let me go through the mechanisms and try and find out whether I can find out information of how to get a brick myself. Maybe the people out there in YouTube land can tell me. And in my hunt to try and identify the brick that was missing, which is actually this brick here, I thought, well, there's no brick number or anything, as you find on a Lego set. Here's a great Cars Lego set. And as anyone who knows Lego will know, they have their bricks there plus a part number. So if there's one missing, it can be identified. The one thing I did notice between these two kits is there is a number on the bag here. This is the bag that the bricks come in. There was the one which was okay, which had all the parts. And here is the bag which had the problem missing parts. So maybe Hornby out there can double check and see if that's a problem across other sets of that time. Well, I can assure you these are very, very popular kits, sets, or puzzles. I don't know what you could call this thing because it's a bit of everything. Very hard to find. The first set I bought, I sent off to the Beanmeister, but I did find a curious, I don't know, call it design flaw in the ME109. The fact that when it's on the stand like that, I can't put this piece on here because it interferes with the stand. I don't know if it's a bomb or a fuel tank. It's got a key in it, so it can only go on one way. I can't even put it on like sideways or anything, so I've got to take the stand off to get this this bit on here, which I think it looks a whole lot better the model once it's got that piece on there. I don't know, maybe the computer didn't see that problem, or maybe that's just the way it is, I'm not sure. Well, as some of you may know, I was going to pull off what I was going to call the Toy of the Year for this year, and this was actually going to be fairly high up in the rankings. It's actually slipped back a few notches now from what I've seen going on. Maybe I should put up a few toys in a video and let the audience decide of the toys that were seen on my channel this year and which one we could classify as being the Toy of the Year. Please let me know if you've had missing parts. This is a very, very hot and popular toy at the moment. Let's just move these ME109s aside, but let's talk about how sometimes a toy which is wrong can be to your advantage. Well, this here is the Trackmaster 2 Devious Diesel. How do I know that? Because the packaging says Diesel. If you're old enough to know the old Thomas & Friends, you know he's called Devious Diesel. Very popular toy, it sells very well, and I've been purchasing a lot of those diesels. I've got a secret plan with those, but guess what I found? That's a strange looking version of diesel, isn't it? Have you ever seen anything like that before? And it was my lucky day because I didn't just find one of these, I actually found two. There we go, I got two Victor diesels. I know there'll be the skeptics out there saying, Leo, you've set this up, you're a faking gay, blah blah blah. You don't hear faking gay too much on YouTube anymore, seems to be a bit of the old thing. But I can assure you this is mint in box. This has not been opened. I hope you can see that clearly. It hasn't been cut through the back either. And as a toy collector, this to me is absolute gold. You know, it's funny, I'm pretty sure I remember seeing someone commenting on another person's video where they're looking at the toy trains in store and they noticed a Gordon in a Henry box. That'd be a killer combo to have. But the secret to keeping these toys really special is you never unbox things that you find like this. I'm pretty sure there are Hot Wheels collectors out there who know all about this. Fairly rarely seen in the Thomas realm, from what I understand, and maybe Trackmaster 2 is going to make a reinvention of that. But there's one that I unboxed that I'm really sad that I unboxed, and that is that Hero there. I showed this one in another video. Some people said it was a setup. Some people said I was faking gay. I can assure you guys this is a Hero with some major problems. Maybe the best way to show you the problems that Percy-Hiro has is to unbox a Hero which is perfectly fine. Now, if only I kept that Hero in box. Again, it would have been a fantastic thing to collect, but I wasn't that lucky. It's a little bit harder to tell what's going on with the toy's colour when they're in box because the plastic does play tricks on your eyes. Well, comes Hero. Hero number 2. Hello, Hero. How are you? Looks pretty fine and dandy, old Hero, doesn't he? One of my son's favourites is the old Hero. And hopefully now, showing you these side by side, you can see the green tinge, which is in that first Hero that I had. And like I keep saying, if only it was left in box, how foolish of me to unbox it. And the one other problem that I've had was when I made my Halloween special was Diesel 10, it kept turning off. There's a problem with the way the switch is set on this one. It's a weird problem because if I push it forward, I can make it run, but its natural go setting, it doesn't want to work. It's on there. If I make it, see, yeah, there's a problem. I think it's a problem to switch. Anyway, we'll move on. Move all these Heroes and Diesel Victors away. Move on to the next thing. If you're having problems finding Devious Diesel in Sydney, I'm probably the reason why. Well, if you're wondering what's inside that jar there, it is actually the steam engine Mallard, the fastest steam engine in the world, although some Americans seem to want to argue that point. You're wondering why it's in that condition? Well, I actually put it into a food blender. It was a Sunbeam Cafe Series 1, which looks like this. Unfortunately, or fortunately for Mallard, it popped out the side here. It actually broke the jug on this blender. But don't get me wrong, that's a very impressive blender. It's between $250 to $300 in the stores in Australia, although I picked this one up for $220 on special at the right time of year. Guess what I found at Costco in Sydney? It's the Blendtec blender. The first thing that jumped out at me was an 8-year warranty, blender base plus jar. And the other thing that jumped out at me on the box was this picture of a beautiful woman running towards Blendtec. And I know many out there would be thinking, were you given this blender, Leo? No. Did you pay for it? Yes. How much did you pay? How much do you think I paid? There are the prices there. So at Costco Australia, its normal price would be $519.99, but it's got an introductory price of $459.99. So in a very, very rough and rudimentary mathematical way, that blender there is basically double the price than this blender here. Well guys, I'll let you know, I am actually totally loony these days. I can do anything, and I will do anything, and I think the first thing that should go into the Blendtec is basically Mallard. I think that would be the absolute fairest test to do to this amazing blender. But before I commit to this act of absolute madness, I know I lost a lot of subscribers once I munched up that Mallard. Do I worry about that? No. Do I ever ask you to subscribe? No. I'm a bit worried for the fact that if I do put one in there and it breaks, well, bang, I've just blown a whole bunch of money. So maybe the Blendtec company can get in contact with me and say, hey Leo, if you break the blender, we'll come in and replace it for you. And if I get enough angry people saying, Leo, don't blend the Mallard, I'll unsubscribe, well, maybe I'll listen to you as well. But then there might be a whole core of people who say, come on Leo, get that Mallard in the blender and get it in there fast. And what is curious about this model here, it actually has some problems before it's even been unboxed. I'm not sure if you can see that, but there's a wheel adrift up the front there. But I'm pretty sure there'll be lots more things adrift if that Mallard there meets this blender. And just while we're thinking about Costco, do you remember I showed this playset on my channel, a very popular video? It's the Deluxe Avalanche Escape set. Deluxe meaning that it's basically got like 2 sets in one here. Would you believe that Costco have lowered the price? Initially when I purchased mine it was $67.99. It is now $62.99. And to me, that's just astonishing. Australia has ridiculously high toy prices. Somehow Costco can come in and give a reality check to many other retailers in Australia. I'll put up the prices that I did see in Costco. There was a whole new palette of these toys in there. And I'm going to pull a dedicated video talking about what I see in Costco Australia, which is actually quite amazing. I can tell you that the non-deluxe version of this playset in Target Australia is a $99 toy. Best to say nothing there, just maybe show you a few prices there. And what I can also show you is a smaller playset which I found at Toys R Us. And what is it called? Sort and Switch Delivery Set. That is a $59.99, call it $60 toy at Toys R Us. So which one would you rather have? The $62 toy or the $59 toy? The $62 toy or the $59 toy? And who knows, this one may be expensive just because of Percy. And I was looking around for an alternative to kinetic sand, and I did find something at Costco. It's Sands Alive. It was $38.98 for this playset here. I think the same playset, but it was in a box, was at Target Australia at $59. Well, maybe it's best if I come in and quickly open this up to show you what's inside this $38.98 Sands Alive playset. Well, when I looked at that kinetic sand recently, that playset, what was it, $29? You didn't get much in there at all. You get 3 bags of sand. Isn't that the same as moon sand? I think kinetic sand's probably the funkiest. Maybe that's why it's so ritzy. And you get some tools and things to mould with. I know my son wants to get into this. He loves toys like this. I think anyone at that age group does. Maybe these are the sort of toys which seem to command high prices. But I tell you what, at Costco Australia, you're paying that. At Target Australia, you're paying that. And I'm pretty sure there are many people in Australia who don't quite understand how Costco can fit into their shopping plan. You know, we're very close to Christmas now. Those toys there, if you haven't got them already, well, chances are you're never going to find them. I purchased these for my son's 5th birthday. He really loves, it's actually this digger one here. They're very cool toys. It sort of all packs away. And I think if you press that little button on the front, wacko, it pops open. There's another toy which is very, very in demand, and it's Shopkins. I was lucky to find, I actually found this hidden up the back of Target Australia. I was actually finding the Sands Alive. This is tucked up the back. I think someone had hidden it up there. You know when you go to the shops and you might see the last few on the shelves but you don't have the dough, so you go and hide it in shop. I've done that a few times, but shh, don't tell anyone. That's where I found this one. How much did I pay for this? I was paid buying this. I wasn't given it $15. My son loves this toy. I've actually got all the playsets now. There's one that I didn't bring to YouTube because I just think I've been overshopped or over Shopkins on my channel now. But this toy here, it's one of those ones, if you haven't got it now, chances are you're not going to have it under the tree. It's weird how some toys are just super desirable and the most wanted, and there is another one. Oh my goodness me. My son has been playing this app for a little while now. When he saw the toy in the shop, I was lucky to find this, he went off his brain. I was very lucky. I think I've got the full series of the actual characters. Here's Optimus Prime here. It's a small toy. I mean, young children just think this is very, very cool. I'll try and transform him. You're gonna make the sounds, don't you? Bit hard single-handedly, but it does transform very easily. There is Optimus Redbird. Now, funny thing is, people said to me Angry Birds is basically dead. No, guys, Angry Birds is going to go on forever and ever and ever. Well, my son loves these. They're $9 each. They came out of Australia. That's a $49 set. I'm just hoping this playset plays out better than Angry Birds Go. Again, it's a very popular toy. If you haven't got it now, well, you're probably not going to have it under the tree. And I was extremely lucky to find this set. I should also add, it was interesting to see my son play with these toys because I do watch him with these Transformers, and what he was doing to first transform them was just getting them and basically dropping them on the ground, and they seem to bounce open. But where some of them are fairly easy to transform, I think you sort of pick them up, you can pull the head back and it'll pop open and transform. I don't know, it's one of those things. Some of them are pretty easy to transform. How does Optimus transform? Do you just drop him and transform? Sorry, Optimus, there'll be people very upset with seeing that. How about Bumblebee? There you go, he's popped open, just like magic. Oh, I better do this one. Is that Big Red? Okay, what do you think at $9 a pop, hey? Let me show you another $9 toy and see what you have to say. Do we all like Star Wars? Yay! Do we all like Hot Wheels? Yay! How much would you pay for a little Hot Wheels vehicle, which has got Star Wars branding and it's sort of shaped in a Star Wars theme, how much would you pay? Well, there's Yoda, there's Chewbacca, there's Luke Skywalker, there's R2-D2, and there's Darth Vader. And to me, the one which is missing in this series, do you know who it is? He's a gold guy. Where's C-3PO? I can't find him. And sure, I have perused the back of the packaging. I can't see a C-3PO at all in this series. Who knows, it may be out there. Who knows, he might have just been totally forgotten. Well, I dare say, now you've seen the back of the packaging, you can see that I paid $9 per vehicle here. Now this is either going to go one or two ways. The price is probably too high and they're not going to sell and they're going to end up in the reject shop for $2. Or they will sell out and become valuable collectible Star Wars toys. Which way will it go? Well, let me drive in for you a basic Hot Wheels vehicle in Australia that would sell for between $2.50 to $3. Maybe if you're lucky you'll pick it up for $2 on special. Now let me drive on the screen the $9 Star Wars Darth Vader car. So the Star Wars car was $9 at Kmart Australia. That's called the standard Hot Wheels price in Australia, $2.50. So that's $6.50 difference between the two cars which are on screen. Well, let's take a bit of a closer look at Darth Vader's miraculous car here to see if we understand the price point that it's at. You know, Batman's car isn't $9. You can pick it up as a basic Hot Wheels. Okay, have we got rubber tires? No. Is it all metal? No, it's got a plastic base. Although I can see there is something here. Looks like you could put light up through here. Let's see what happens if we put some light up in it. Okay, I have a light underneath this car now, and I'll turn off nearly all my lights. Maybe we can start to see the magic of this toy. I can see a lightsaber on the side there. Is it worth $9 with that feature? It didn't come with a torch. I had to buy my own. What do you think? Well, it's fancy having a lightsaber. If it was all metal and had rubber tires, well, maybe I'd say $9. But hey, who knows, cranky old Leo might be seeing this all wrong, but the part that I didn't like about the Star Wars cars was where they were in Kmart. They were hard up against the basic Hot Wheels model and there was no pricing on them. Okay, let's take a look. The basic Hot Wheels price in Kmart Australia is $2.25. It's $2.50 in Target. And as you can see, those amazing Star Wars Hot Wheels vehicles are right in the zone of the basic Hot Wheels cars. There is absolutely no pricing indicating that it's $9. It really is buyer beware. And there was another dad there when I was taking this video and he nearly got caught out because his son said, "Dad, look at the Star Wars Hot Wheels vehicles." And it wasn't until I said to him, "Hey, watch out, they're $9, those cars went back on the shelf. I do notice the colour shifting cars are a bit lower down and they are priced at $7. But hey, let me know your thoughts on this. Am I seeing this wrong? Should they have the price where the actual goods are on the shelves? I wonder who else got caught out with this $9 Hot Wheels in Australia. So as always in the toy aisle, it is buyer beware. Especially you could purchase that for a child and they're going to be just as happy getting that versus this car here, which I think is outlandishly overpriced. But hey, maybe the pricing of that one can be explained if I look at the packaging here. Disney down the corner there. And if I spin it over, we'll see some more Lucasfilm, StarWars.com, Mattel. I mean, it all starts to stack up, doesn't it? Anyway, it's time to move on this Star Wars stuff here. I'm too scared to unbox that in case it does become mega buck stuff. Who knows? In years to come, I might say, "Hey, look, I've got these cards that are worth $100 each." Not. Let's take a look at this one over here. This is a weird one. I'm sure we're all familiar with Star Wars Lego. It's one of the most popular themes in Lego. This little set cost me $15 in Australia. It's a very cute set. It's the X-Wing fighter. It's the micro fighters. But I'm also noticing some very, very strange knockoff Lego getting about. And what is interesting, it's got the Star Wars Lego on there. What did I pay for this? $18. I don't think the scale of these is very big because look at the size of the dimple there. This is a whole bunch of little tiny fighters. I'm yet to make this up. Hey, look, there's Yoda there as well. Interesting, isn't it? Was it 475 pieces? And it's also got a puzzle as well, which is sort of strange. I don't know. What do you think about that one? But possibly what's even stranger, and this is the one which makes the knockoff Lego videos so difficult, is look at this set here. I bought this at Coles Australia. The brick company is Block Tech. It's called the Space Station Titan Mission. It was $15. Now when I saw that, immediately I thought, well, that's an X-Wing fighter. Or am I wrong? I need the audience to tell me, what do you think that fighter there is? Or what does it remind you of? How close is it to a Star Wars fighter? On the back here is a synopsis of what's the sort of same artwork, isn't it, in the box. I haven't quite worked out what country this set comes from. Maybe I need to scrutinise that a bit closer down there. Well, there's that multi-language read there, but it doesn't talk about where this set is made. There's also that read there, but again, it's not telling me where this set is made. And then there's the instruction sheet, and I'll be honest here, it does remind me of Best Lock, the way this is laid out. But then I think I found a clue actually down in the brick bags, and I don't think this is the quality sort of stuff, although I shouldn't say that until I built it. But on the bags here, there was something which is a giveaway. And there it is there, made in China. And it's also interesting to note you've got to build all your minifigures up, or little people. I don't know if you could call them minifigures. They look different in design, the legs certainly do. And I think that's the part that LEGO are getting the other brick companies on, is when they clone the minifigures. But what is interesting, as I look at these bricks, it looks like it's a clone of Creo. And I say that because of this detail here. These bricks have got the same dimple as you will find on Creo. Well, like I keep saying, bringing the knockoff LEGO videos to YouTube is quite tricky, as I quite a few legal issues with it as well. For the fact that, can you come along and say, is that a knockoff? Is it a knockoff of LEGO? Is that a knockoff of Star Wars? Or is it clean? Is that allowed to be that close to a Star Wars design? Maybe the way I see it is that, well, I don't think it's a very nice look to have something which is very similar to what you see in Star Wars, but when you start seeing packaging like this, I think that completely crosses the line. You know, finding nice toys and ones which are good value is very, very difficult in Australia. Here's two Cabbie Transporters, basically the same toy, or same big toy in it. That one there was purchased at Costco Australia for $49. You get Cabbie, nice, great big large toy, spinning propellers, looks fantastic, but also you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 die-cast Cars 2 toys. Last time I looked, these were $10 each in the shops. $10, $20, $30, $40, $50. How much is this toy again? Huh? $49? I've only seen that pack at Costco. I haven't seen it anywhere else, but in other retailers in Australia, this is how Cabbie is presented. And it's basically just the plain. You don't get any other characters with it. And this is its price. It's between $30, but you will also see it on special for around $24. So tell me, which one of those two toys presents the better value? I certainly know which one I'll be giving my boy for Christmas. Okay, to the microchargers giveaway. Very, very lackluster. It's interesting, it was a bit of a secret giveaway. Lots of people say to me, "Oh Leo, can you do a giveaway?" And well, these people didn't appear, did they? Interesting, isn't it? Great playset, this one. I can't speak highly enough for it, although I've always been impressed with microchargers whenever I show it on my channel. I'll also throw in another car. I couldn't find the car by themselves. It's a very hard toy to find at the moment around Christmas. It's a very popular toy. And also throw in something quite special. It's a Minecraft pack. I found this in Target for $75. They sold that really fast because I bought a whole bunch of them. It's a great pack. You get Skeleton, Creeper, that guy there, Enderman. You get a Steve, and you get a horse. And looking at the comments here, Trainboy7 always seems to pull top rank, but the person who actually entered the giveaway and gave me a little bit of a story there was Captain K-Man OFP857. Congratulations, you are the winner. And apart from being the winner, you've been a very, very loyal person on my YouTube channel. Well, Captain K-Man, I will endeavour to contact you via the YouTube personal message or message thing, whatever it is. On my channel, it's busted. Nearly everyone who sends me something through there, it ends up in the spam pile. I don't know what's going on YouTube at the moment. They just seem to be totally against personal messages going on. Obviously, they want to try and do it all through Gmail. Anyway, these are your prizes. Congratulations. I hope you enjoy those. And I better leave this video off here. As always, thanks for watching and bye for now.